In the bottom left side, the blue Zerg fighting for KZ Gamers. It is solo. Top right side, the Shoppified Rebellion. I don't know why I'm chopping this up. Anyway, it is Byun. Shoppified Rebellion. It's like I was some sort of a slow modem machine trying to bring in a message that was just being chopped up in my own mind. It's like, wait, hold up guys, more data formulating, wait on a second. Hold on to your horses. Alright, are we all set up properly? I think so, right? Just double checking everything. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I got the chat right here. That is running. Discord in case somebody has something important to say. That happens sometimes. I got told like, oh, you're muted by the way. Can't deny it. It has happened to every streamer in existence at some point in time. Takes a while to really get used to. And even then you sometimes make the mistake. Right, command center for Mr. Byun on the low ground. Quite early on as well. Actually before the barracks. Then going into the double gas afterwards. Solar doesn't look like to be in a position where he can really punish this either. Doesn't really look like he'll be aware of this actually for a little bit longer. Takes a while for overlords to get to places. It's like the bus. Except for, you know, making all sorts of stops along the way. They just move very quickly, the overlords do. Yeah, just happily chugging away, making 4 Zerglings here. Apparently, he is still a little bit worried about a potential Reaper showing up. Still sends out those 2 Zerglings, so might not be as worried as I had initially thought. And continues onwards with the droning. Now, for Byun, it appears like the Hellions will be the next step here. Right, hard to imagine him going into the Widowmine straight off the bat here. Does want to have that on the ground, kind of in a panic right now. Plants the barracks back down. I don't think that was entirely necessary. It may have been a bit of an overreaction. The worst thing that could have happened was that the Zerglings stand underneath the barracks so nothing can go onto the reactor. That does delay your build time by quite a bit, I suppose, but probably didn't have to be such a big fuzz. Right, he did have the Zergling there, a couple of, or the Marine there, he had a couple of SCVs. It would have been cleaned up quite quickly. Third base mining for Solar will commence momentarily. Creep spread. Still a bit early on in development, of course. But he's got a good amount of queens. The 2 Hellions are coming across. Instantly find that creep tumor. Not too bad, not too bad. Circling. I mean, he already knows about that base. Kind of coming in there to verify, and now actually kind of revealing his overlord position. Because that medevac was flying towards the other side of the map up until now, and now he's going to get this overlord as well. Luckily, he doesn't supply block Solid too much. Seems to be fine. Seems to be able to spend all of his money without reaching that supply cap. Won't be able to do anything there. What about over here? Overlords quite quickly on the money. Shot out of the sky, but that does give the heads up, so the Zerglings will be able to position themselves perfectly, hopefully. What's the plan here for Byun? Gonna drop on this low ground here? Maybe? No. Sometimes you do see him do that, right? Just try to lower the overall Zergling count by being annoying over here. Doesn't seem to be the case this time. Just wants to group up with the rest of these units. He's got himself a Banshee. Cloak is even coming in for that Banshee. And how many Hellions are we on right now? 8 Hellions in total. The armory is ready, so this is going to be quite the punch coming in. Is Solar ready? He does have a Baneling Nest available. Does he have Banelings yet? So far, no. 7 of them are morphing, but it's going to be a while. Byun, maybe not entirely realizing what kind of timing window he has here, will start to press his advantage, start to spread out as he sees those Banelings quite close by. And those Banelings, I don't know if that was enough. With the Queens, it does seem to be the case. How much energy do we still have? Kind of was running out on the transfuse, but keeps most of those Queens alive. Seemingly, a lot of the damage was spread out over multiple Queens, so perhaps there was a bigger opportunity for target firing there. But I guess spreading out against the Banelings does take priority in these situations. Could pick up the Hellbats. Ooh, okay, does keep it alive anyway. Helps heal it back up to full again. Well, full. Oh, and gets it some HP back. Oh, Widow Mines get blown up by the Banelings together with a couple of Hellbats. Unfortunate bit of moment there for Byun. Really would have appreciated the Widow Mine being the first thing, of course, on its own to go down or get a shot off. Yeah, the rest of his units a little bit too close to that Widow Mine to really make that kind of fight happen. I guess you do also want to have units still nearby in case there's just a single Zergling sent in, of course. Yeah, alright. Anyway, regardless. 5 barracks available. Mutalisk already on the field also. We're not sitting still here. Is this drops happening here? No, this is the Banshee trying to poke and prod. Mutalisk won't be bothered by that. Are gonna try across the map. Is that another? Oh, that's still the Widow Mine right there. I guess that's the benefit of going for the Hellbat push. You do have the armory for the Widow Mines to become, you know, stealthy as soon as they're in the ground. Trades the medevac for a Mutalisk at least. I'm not sure if that was worth it. He still has his tech lab on the starports here, so that is why we're not seeing that many. Yeah, there we go. Now he switches it around. He's like, wait a moment, why am I not getting more medevacs than I am? Now he realizes. Now he realizes. I think at least that is what happened there, right? Because there's no reason for you to make medevacs on the tech lab there. That is very inefficient, and you do require a ton of those medevacs here. Now he's stuck without. He's kind of stuck in his own base because of this. So, gives Solar some breathing room. Allows him to take more bases on the map. Take control of the watchtowers if he wants to. He's got one of them at the moment. I guess this is the more important one for him. The other side is covered with a bit more creep. Just a slight bit more, though. Not an incredible amount either. Seeing this pass stroke right here towards the 3rd or 4th does still seem to be quite a nice area for access. Muties. Ahoy, me muties. Doing an alright job here. It's going to lose a couple of them, though, unfortunately. That is not what you like to see, but... Got a couple of Widow Mines there instead. In return.
Our forces are under attack. Mineral field.
Oh. There's a lot more coming, Solar. You might want to be careful. Does pull back there. But now he knows about this movement of the infantry, right? So we can start setting up his Zerglings and Banelings in a position over here and here, you know, to kind of try and catch that ball of Terran. Or at least have a situation where he's going to be able to come in from different angles. So far it looks like Byun actually the person coming in from different angles. Forcing a cancel over here. Coming on to creep over on the other side. Getting the queens. This is a strange fight. Not sure who came out on top on that one. Mutalisk will be coming in as well. So that drop is now gone. Mine gets blown up by the banelings. Not that many banelings remain, but oh, they turn around. Oh, there's more banelings. Okay. 4 banelings in production. Does take him a little while before he gets that started again. Another Widow Mine here. 3 Widow Mines with 4 missile turrets. A little bit far away from one another, but might be juicy if they fly back across here, right? Once they're kind of low. Oh, Nelly. Okay, no, he moves around. He moves around the correct way. Has stifled the approach of Terran as well on the other side a little bit, right? Want to focus on one spot in particular. Not let things up to chance on whether or not your opponent sends in banelings, right? At that particular time. Want to be able to kind of focus on one vocal point at a time for the Terran at least. Oh my, there it was. That's a big chunk of muta flesh and meat just falling out of the sky right there. 11 of them in total now have been taken out. And a lot of them are in the red. This could be a wonderful time for Byun to start gathering up his forces and press his advantage. If there is any here. Still a lot of banelings, but most of this army actually consisting seemingly out of marauders and Thors. Behind it is a row of marines starting to bulk up as well. Nice spread available for Byun. Really thinking about his approach here and how he sends in his units one at a time. Ooh, marines need to be careful. Running out of that situation once again. Banelings now for the Thors. They get so many banelings still get killed as soon as those Thors shoot, right? As they try to run by, you feel like, well, the Thor is a big single target fire kind of weapon, isn't it? But it still cleans up banelings fairly efficiently. Maybe, you know, even more so when the banelings try to kill the Thor. That's the most efficient those Thors can be. Transitioning further along this game, Solar seems to be in a pretty, well, healthy spot still, regardless of those 14 workers that just went down. He is still 96 workers. He's got himself most of the bottom side of the map, starting to take full control of it as I'm speaking. He's got himself Ultralisk. He's got himself the Hive Attack available, so if he wants to go for some Vipers here, that might be an okay choice as well against those Thors and such. Widow Mines is probably the reason why we're seeing these Ultralisk. With the lack of Ghost, I'm always going to be a fan of incorporating a couple of Infestors, right? Even if it's just 2 Infestors, as long as your opponent doesn't have those Ghosts, you're very likely to get a very good trade going for yourselves in at least one fight. Right? You either land the Fungal and you just annihilate a whole Terran army, or you don't land the Fungal and you wasted 2 Infestors. It's not the absolute worst. You might still be able to get some value down the line later from them anyway. Okay. Looks like quite a terrifying setup here for Byun coming in from... Okay, he will decide to go through the top. So leaving a Widow Mine behind to cover his flank. Oh, this is a terrible engagement if Solar goes for that. That would be abysmal. Decides against it. Circling counterattack, by the way, on this base right here. Does manage to get some value right there. Putting Byun under a bit of stress, wanting to have this attack be successful now as well. Kind of having that to be the case. Oh, Widow Mine. Doesn't quite get the connection there. These Zerglings absolutely terrifying with their adrenal glands and 3-3 upgrades. Kills 7 SCVs in a matter of milliseconds, really. Another attack right there on the right flank. More Terran units starting to form in. Finally, some real damage being applied to Solar. Solar with a fairly fine bank, though. Still a good, proper army. Wants to keep this base alive. This could be quite the nasty thing to lose after all. A lot of banelings rolling into the Thors. I think that is going to be a big reason why this fight is not going to go its way. That, as well as that, they were kind of in the conga line, weren't they? All the Zerg units, they were just coming in one at a time. And in the end, it's the Ultralisk like, oh, hey guys, we're here as well. Where's the Zerglings to hold everything down so we can do something? And they're dead. They're no longer there. Let's see if the remax from Solar is going to be swift and quick. And kick some Terran butt, maybe, perhaps. Who knows? White the flock. It's weird for things to calm down all of a sudden, right? I'm just in this mode still, kind of being like, okay, things are about to explode. Because they have been exploding for a couple of minutes straight now. Suddenly things quiet down. It looks like Byun a little bit preoccupied with, you know, getting his ghosts in order, having all of that set up. The production and the hotkeys. Starting to really secure that new base as well, making it a planetary, some command centers in front of it as well, really make it difficult for a Ultralisk army in particular to weasel their way through. Hate seeing these banelings detonate on these marauders here as well. Quite a nasty thing indeed. Trying to engage this Terran army. It was just so well set up. It really was well set up. And the value it just got from the Zerg trying to engage in that situation right there is pretty insane. A couple of banelings being thrown in as well, trying to rescue as many of these drones as possible. I think the banelings actually worth a little bit more now as opposed to those drones. He's still on 82 drones after all. Those bases are quite valuable and you need the banelings in order to protect those bases. So Byun clearing out the entirety of the bottom right side. Still one hatchery remaining, but he'll make short work of that. It looks like with a drop, a couple of snipes on the Mutalisk. More forces of Solar falling out of the sky. As this game right here is seemingly more and more convincing into Byun's lead. Right there, another fight not going Solar's way. GG is called. That's just game number 1. Well, well, well. Mr. Greedy himself, bringing out the command center on the low ground once again. Going for the same build, pretty much. Worked out fantastically the previous game, so why not try it one more time? I'm not even... Well, Solar did know about that base, right? Because he scouted it with the Overlord. He saw the timing of the second base. Third base. Share 1, 2, 3. Shablammy. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was off on the timing. That was my bad. Not Solar's, clearly. Ever so slightly. We'll communicate on that. He probably was waiting on me, and then, you know, the overall delay with the voice communication that we're doing probably got him confused. Right, it's hard to do that way. Alright. A Roach Warren. Anyone see that coming? Roach Warren? I didn't. Okay. There's no switcheroo over there, but he might still put on Attack Lab. Going for the Viking first. That, I can respect that. I do respect a good old Viking. A good old Viking in the mix always makes your Overlord problems disappear. Oh boy. Oh, this is going to be so good for Byun, isn't it? At least if he gets the kills on both Overlords. He moved his Marine though. He moved his Marine. Where did it go? Mr. Marine. Oh, he's this way now. He's left his post. He went to get some ice cream or he went to get a slushie, and now look at this. Look at this. What he is gonna cost. This one Marine. Mr. Marine, what are you doing? Okay, no, the Viking is coming along this way, is gonna find it. He is not expecting this at all. All the Hellions now in trouble. What does he have? He doesn't have anything. Oh, dear. Oh, he was in such a good position to try and hold this, but now, I mean, this is abysmal. That one Marine. I thought he'd keep it there. I thought he knew somehow. But no. Here's the Roaches. There's the Queens. They won't be able to transfuse. Remember that. There's no creep here. He didn't put down a creep tumor either, so there's no creep spreading going around. He needs to get that creep going, and actually, well, he killed 12 workers. It's still pretty good, healthy economy for Byun, though. He's still ahead with 6, so it's got to be a bit more happening here. Now there's a siege tank. Another Nidus swim over here. He could go into this Nidus and then get on top of the siege tank with this Nidus. Come on, make it happen, please. Oh. Alright, fine. Fine. That would have been sick, though. Like, he got in, gets out, snipes it, gets in, gets out again. I don't think if it's possible. I don't know if it is or not, but, man. Would have loved to see it. Gets a reactor for his troubles. What else did he get, really? 16 SCVs, but, I mean, look at the worker count overall. It's not that impressive. There's no third base for Byun. That is a boon. Alright, Byun kind of skipping out on that one for a little bit. Ooh. I hope that was the Marine who left his post. Ravagers, the Roaches. Solves the situation. Alright. Now that could have been a lot worse. That could have been a lot worse. If the creep, you know, he put down a creep tumor earlier, he may have been able to do some transfusions with those queens and such, and that attack could have really started snowballing, but as it was, he kind of ran too far forward with his initial Roaches and got himself surrounded. Good SCV pull from Byun, keeping everything in check and keeping it all tightly locked down. Watchtower here, providing some valuable information as well. Then again, we're still on the Roaches and a Zerg that would like to make drones right now rather than units. He's gonna be harassed, so... Oh yeah, he's gonna have to spend money on Overlords as well. Oh, Viking, this one. No. He might be able to get this one instead. He will. Well, look at that. And gets that one as well. It's going pretty smooth. into the medevac. Abuse the fact that he doesn't have really quick units or a lot of anti-air. If he can get the queen here, that'd be nice. Back onto the low ground. That medevac is going to go down. The rest of the attack not as quickly here as maybe Byun had hoped for, but still there to kind of help out the two remaining marines. Full siege tanks. I don't think you're anticipating full siege tanks. GG is called. Byun takes game number 2 as well. Yeah, I mean, if Solar does tie it up again, you know, on overall score for today, he'd be 1 point ahead. He would need to win 2 games. Right now, 2 games would just tie him up. So, we'll see. We'll see how that works out for him. Sends the Zerglings across once more as he realizes that there's a lack of a Reaper once again. I haven't seen the entirety of the best of 5, but was Byun just opening up command center first every single time, or was there some Reaper play in there as well? You know, the Reaper expand. Because I did see Byun. Wait, did I see Byun versus Rogue? Did I see Byun versus? I don't think I did, actually. I saw Byun though, but I think it was versus Classic, I want to say. Was that the one? No, maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. It's too long ago. Started off with Rogue versus Solar. Then I think we had Rogue versus Classic. And then we had Classic versus Rogue. I think that was the... sorry, Rogue versus Classic and then Classic versus... No, Solar versus Classic and then Rogue versus... That's the order. That's what we did. I didn't have any Byun. So I guess this is my dessert. My little dessert treat. My brain right now. I woke up too early. Nah, it's probably not too early. I didn't go to sleep early enough. That's... Maybe I went to sleep too early. How do you say this properly? It was too early in the morning when I did go to sleep, so... Anyway, let's talk about the game. What is really happening here in the game of StarCraft 2, right? To the grounds with the boots. Couple of Hellions, denying some creep. Solar is expanding. He's getting stuff done. He's getting the layer attack. He's getting the Baneling Nest. The whole shebang. There's a Viking. He's got 1 Overlord kill. He's gonna look for a second one. And he's gonna get it. Cost him quite a bit of hull damage, but that's about it. Not sure what the intent over here is with the Hellions. Maybe just kind of letting Solar know that his queens are going the wrong way and it's going to take them a long while to rotate off of creep rather than on creep. Well, it's not that much no creep here. Ooh, my, where did those drones come from? That's a lot of them. Queen's not in position. Queens. Queens. I guess the Zerglings are dealing with it. 8 workers. Did I not set up the worker kills? Or was that just 1 kill that happened there? Surely it wasn't. Wait. Huh. I may have messed up something. We don't have this either. Right. I think I selected the wrong thing somewhere. That is my bad. +1/+1 for Byun coming up. The same for Solar. Looks like they'll be about the same moments when the two complete. Armory for Byun also to keep those upgrades going for as quickly as they are completed. Still being annoying with the Viking. Why not? Keeps this entire area clear of overlords and susceptible to drops. If it were not for the Spore Crawler and the Queen right here in this position, the army of Solar, let's see it on the minimap. When does it move? It starts moving now. Took him a couple of seconds. There it is. He's going to get the Spore Crawler as well, and Marines back into the medevacs. Try to get themselves out of there. You know, not too shabby. Doesn't get a lot of kills, but some denied mining time and all of that shebang. Trying to bring up the income graph. I just realized I don't have one. Oh, nice targeting on the medevac. Leaves a couple of those Marines stranded. Luckily for the Marines, it's not a situation where you have assigned seating. It's mostly just like a musical game of chairs, right? Whoever gets there first gets the seat. The other guys, well, tough luck. You lose. Oh. There was an effort made. Oh, more efforts being made over here. Let's take a look. 9 drones, 11. Alright, alright. 15. I mean, we were on 8, so that was like 7 drone kills right there. Not bad. A good bit of creep cleaning also. Queen's not too far away. We'll be able to replenish that pretty well. Infestation pit for Solar as he's adding in the Hydra Den. We'll be going for the Lurkers rather than Mutalisk this time around. Or the Ultralisk later down the line. I don't think we'll be seeing those. Well, we might still be seeing those actually. He does have good melee upgrades after all. And if Byun does stick around with the Widowmines, you may as well. Which does kind of seem to be the plan for Byun. Building up the Drilling Claw upgrade. Microing backwards as much as possible. Oh, with a mine. Retargeting. Look at that retargeting he's doing. That is fantastic. Oh, that is so cool. Getting so much more value with those Marines because of that. Very nice to see. And what's this? Some great SimCity there from Byun. Leaving this supply depot open also just confused the heck out of the Bailing AI and made them all go this way first. Really cool stuff. I'm not sure if that was intended to happen that way, but it did, so there you go. If they were Zerglings, it may have been a different matter, but they were not. Starting to get a bit nasty here for Solar. You really hope he's going to be able to get himself in that next tier of tech. Otherwise, this might start going a bit sideways for him here. How did he not set off more Widowmines there? I'm sorry, that was just ridiculous. How did he still keep like 2 out of 3 Widowmines from shooting there when there were like 8 Zerglings running across? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh well. Maybe Byun doing some retargeting again. But Solar, he stays alive, and he stays alive with a fairly comfortable economy here. His army supply isn't the best, but that should just kind of balance out if he's given enough time. Waiting for the Lurkers. Vipers after all as well. Moving through the top with a small patch of units. Does get intercepted. Pull them flank. Bit more difficult to just take care of it. Not enough units here. May have wanted these two armies that Solar had be on opposite side of the map, actually. The one with the Lurkers, Vipers, and the bigger army right here, and then a small patch of Zergling banging on the other side. Ooh, oh, okay. Parasitic Bomb landing on the Medivacs, but some, well, semi-clean micro against it. Reasonable splitting. Lurkers on that base, not going to be able to take that out that easily anymore. And Byun's going to have to make a choice. What kind of army composition he really wants to go for here now. Does still stick around with a lot of the marine production. But mostly Ghost as well right now. That's a good way to try and deal with Zerg. Splash damage, still relying on the Widow Mine as well. Seeing those on the production tab. Ooh, gets the Lurker Den. Pretty cool. Comes in through the front. Great way to kind of counteract those Lurkers is, of course, attacking where they are not. And I don't see any Lurkers here. Or do I see them in the main base? In the main base, oh, there is some Vipers there. Without any energy. One of them taken out quite rapidly. What is happening here? Okay. An escape from Byun. I saw a whole lot of red just suddenly disappear on the minimap, and I was like, wait a moment. Did Solar just win the game? But no, it was just a very hot pickup there from Byun. Still needs to get those units out of the Medivacs if he wants to have a good chance of holding here. Solar not pressing the issue as much as he maybe could have. It is a very tiny ramp to squeeze yourself through it after all, so I don't blame him too much, but yeah, didn't quite have all the information there perhaps. I think the person who's gonna win this is the person who, you know, manages to take the next base or kill the base of their opponent. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. A very even match, even distributed on bases, workers, army. Whoever manages to land one real blow here, I'm gonna call the winner. Or anticipate to be the winner here. Oh, did he just snipe his own ghost? Ooh, great pickup right there. I thought those ghosts were absolutely dead, but manages to keep those going. More Lurkers coming in as well. Being protected by the Hydra Baneling composition here, trying to just forcefully park those Lurkers somewhere where they'll be able to start adding up siege damage to the Terran economy. Backing up for now, making some extra banelings. Wouldn't be too upset with a couple of extra Lurkers. He's only on 3, which might be his plan because, well, he only has 16 Hydras, but then he has like 50 banelings and 64 Zerglings still, so I guess that is what you're going for. Against this ghost composition, going for more Lurkers, I understand why you would be hesitant playing Solar's position here. In fact, the more I think about it, I feel a little bit silly. Is that enough? That should be enough with the banelings. There we go. Get that medevac, Willy. Oh, that is close. That is very close. Another attack right now on the right flank, trying to cut off a couple of those ghosts. Is that all he's going to try to get here? No, sir. He's going to continue moving forwards. Wants to get absolutely everything here, it looks like. Nice control, though, once again, from Byun. Did you see that one single Marine just being sent forwards there? Dealing with this rather nicely. Let's take a look at the unit all stat right now. 15 SCVs, 26 workers for the Zerg. About 400 Zerglings been killed off so far. More and more bases being captured by Solar. I mean, is Byun actually behind with 3 bases right now? I could explain why his supply isn't going up as quickly as the Zerg is at the moment. Talking about the Zerg supply, it's maxed out once again, ready for another attack into the Terran territory. Banelings, lovely detonations right there onto some SCVs. Is it the worst case scenario there for Byun? I don't know exactly, actually. He does have plenty of orbitals. This base, though, does get taken out as well. Continuing to roll forwards with all these Banelings. I think Solar may have found himself a victory here. Looking at the supplies, backing off once more. He's got himself the bank as well. He's going to be able to just set up another wave of Banelings here. Unless if Byun presses the advantage. But then again, which advantage are we talking about here? He's... he doesn't even need the Banelings anymore. He just has enough Zergling Hydralisk to waltz in here and take the victory. GG is called 2-1 between the two players. Oh, that does look nice, this place over here. Look at that. The little stream in between. It's very serene. Didn't do that on purpose. It's a curse. Oh, 2 more Zerglings. This Reaper's really stacking up the Zergling damage, but, you know, it's been handled quite efficiently by Solar, getting everything to half HP, but not losing a single one of them. Or did he? What did he lose? He must have cancelled something. Was there a drone that made like a spore or something, and then he cancelled that? Maybe. Yep, still a bad place to go. Banshee, perhaps? So it's Tim again. No, 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 it will be Banshee. There we are. Pretty cool. I do like me some Banshee. Should be pretty safe as well against the roaches if they ever come again. With that Nidus Worm. Good unit to have around. Reaper won't be able to get anything else though. Except for a last quick glimpse at the Zerg infrastructure. Oh my! Oh, what? What was that? 4 drones just being presented to the Hellions. Not the rest of these drones as well. That could have just been 3 drones in total. But now it's 7. 7 drones going down. That is not great for Solar. My goodness. Very unfortunate timing of all those drones hatching at the same time and just kind of stacking up there. Must have been like 2 drones from each of these bases just very simultaneously coming out to the fray. And at the same time as those Hellions were running in, so... a bit unlucky there for Solar. Banshee looks like it's having not a great run so far either. Hyenas on the other flank again. Not too many drones to be barbecued over there. We'll have to try later again at a different point and place. Overseer actually not available just quite yet. Now in production. He does have Spore Crawlers, so should be able to start shooting here. Still, once again, 2 drones. Could get a 3rd, maybe no. Solar quickly readjust the pathing there. Into the main base. There's a Spore Crawler there as well. Yeah, he shouldn't get anything here. He should be... oh, dear. Yeah, that was a bit greedy, wasn't it? Busy with the Hellions on the other side. Zerglings are there as well to defend. Main base of Byun looking pretty healthy though, nonetheless. Has his third base. Becoming an orbital. Banshee getting another creep tumor. Slowing it down ever so slightly. More and more harassment from that Banshee right here. Almost getting another queen. Getting Solo to use one of those transfusions. And now, there we go. Does target it down. Very nice job. So yeah, I'm not sure if those Banshees were worth it. But overall, his trading has been pretty good. 10 drones in total. Not bad. Getting himself a queen. A few Zerglings here and there. Might mean that he is ready for this next attack. There's no armory available. Oh, wait, there it is. There's the armory. That's what he's waiting for. Wants these Hellions to start healing up from the medevacs as well, of course. Playing it a little bit safe. Hellions actually do really well against the slow banelings, but centrifugal hooks just now finishing up. Mutalisk coming across the map as the Marine Hellbat army moving backwards. Might be a good time here for Byun, or, well, maybe his army is just slightly out of position still. Regardless. Does have these units over here. Can he box these Mutalisk in somehow? They'll be able to get away. Oh, they stopped. Is Byun still trying to catch them? No, sir. Oh, he's gonna get Widowmines here, perhaps. Oh, Stim. No. Denied. Attack on this flank now with the Mutalisk trying to cast some chaos on the other side of the field. Nice set off on that Widowmine there. Oh, there is another one, be careful. It's gonna get both of them. Mutalisk? You just fly over a bunch of Marines. I need to pay more attention. Hold up. Let me put this microphone here so I can see the minimap better. Right, I'll just sit up higher. Who's taking more control of this map? Like, I like Byun's presence overall. Solar's still a bit ahead on supply. He's got himself 86 workers. But I think he is in a bit of a struggle to get a 5th base going. Which is something you're gonna need with this amount of workers, right? To be efficient with the mining. Widow mines. Oh, yeah, that was a pretty good one. That looked like a lot of green blowing up. Not that much Terran remaining either, though, in this situation. I guess half of it is in those medevacts. To be fair. Back into the ground. One Widow mine here. Let's see. Getting a lot of those Zerglings. Trying to keep his distance from the banelings, trying to target them down as much as possible. Mutalisk are arriving as well on the battlefield. More and more of them. Another Widow mine here underneath the Terran. There is some lovely detonation right there onto the banelings. But there's still plenty of banelings to force these Terran units backwards. More Widow mines does make Solar reconsider, though. Just gives up on the chase. Has got himself that 5th base almost ready now. Infestation pit getting on its way as well. Wonder if he's just gonna start setting up with the Ultralisk once more. I don't think it's a bad choice overall. But it's again one of those things where you can't really do Ultralisk as much anymore once the ghosts are on the field. Because you just risk getting sniped. And snipe is just such a cost-efficient ability. Or potentially cost-efficient ability. Like a lot of the Terran units do, though, I suppose. Oh. Lucky stroke with the timing of the medevac there. Finding the hatchery. Forces to cancel. Solar going back and forth. Trying to spread out some overlords as well here, it looks like, for some extra vision, perhaps. Bit of a heads up if something comes along that way. Mutalisk will be able to deal with the medevac on the bottom right. Be able to counterattack here as well. He's got the Zerglings and Banelings with it. There we go. There we go. Decides to go for it. Getting that command center right there. That is not a cancel. So that's 400 minerals still down the drain. Let's take a look at the lost tab. Ooh, actually not too far apart. Still gonna give Solar the advantage, of course, though, seeing how he has... How many more bases? 2 more bases coming up over his opponents. He's getting himself burrows, still keeping Byun preoccupied with his units on the other side of the field. Nice Widow Mine there, full Banelings. Still stays alive itself as well. Mutalisk. Okay, are forced backwards, but they are so much of a problem right now for Byun. He is struggling to really go anywhere while still defending everywhere against those Mutalisk. Is this a good thing that Solar's doing? Is that a good thing? I mean, he's got a lot of money. That is a lot of Banelings just kind of going into singular Marauder and singular Thor. Very well spread out from Byun, though. That is, you gotta give him that. Ultralisk Kevin just completed. I don't think we have a Ghost Academy, do we? No, sir. The Ghost Academy going to be the response as soon as he sees those Ultralisk, most likely. But it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to already start incorporating, you know, the Ghost Academy, just so you have that tech. The moment you need it, you can start building Ghost. Setting up shop. Thor there, getting surrounded by a couple of Zerglings. Banelings through the front. Getting rid of some of the Widowmine placement there. Still another one available, of course. 5 kills on that one. Not too bad. Oh. Still managing to set off that Widowmine somehow. 2 good Widowmine hits could kill this army of Solar. That's the crazy thing. Maybe even one. Like, one perfect Widowmine hit in the center there, right? That's just... Solar. Just dead. More counter-attacking being set up. Byun fairly passive on his side of the field. I'm not even sure if he wants to push here. It's more like, it feels like creep denial versus, you know, trying to clear up some space for another base. Nice connection there. How are these guys still playing like this, man? It's crazy to me. I'm starting to get pretty hungry, and these guys, they've been playing for the entire time I've been casting all that Widowmine. Sneak it in. Come on, come on. It's gonna work. We know it is. Oh, just burrow. Just burrow. Quick, quick, quick. Burrow. Get it in. I guess he's busy. Like, what? Why aren't you doing this? Oh, it's because this is happening. It's a big fight here. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Byun's still kind of expanding his foothold. His overall imprint on this map, you know, Solar was trying to grab this base as well. And that was denied. Now there's another base he could attempt over here. He is grabbing one of the middle maps with the rich Vespian guys there. Look at how many banelings roll into... Well, I guess none of them really do roll into Marauders now. Oh, there they go. I don't like this for Solar at all. 17 SCV kills. What is that? What is that? What is that? 37 now in total. It's not too bad. How many orbitals? Only 3 orbitals. Okay, that is a problem actually. I thought we would be at a way higher amount, but right now only 3 of them. That's not a lot of mules, and he's down to 53 workers, so he's going to have a rough time replenishing his forces. Every unit very important for Byun here to stay alive. He needs as many as possible to keep this battle kind of going. He does have a stronger army supply, so that is helping him out here considerably. Right, so even though this is, well, close to the majority of his army, but not entirely, right? Still a lot of stuff still on the other side of the map. He's still having an okay time kind of holding on here. The attack, finally, there is another bit of Terran hitting up a hatchery. That is most likely going to go down. The scan for the burrowed drones. Not something in particular you'd be looking forward to doing here as the Terran either. Ooh. Underestimating the Baning morph time slightly. But he's doing damage. 2 bases for the Zerg fall. Now, Solar, he did have a slight bit of a bank. Back up to 180-ish supply. Still some more in the money banks overall, the money coffers. But wants to make those banings, of course, here. So we'll spend that on that. Sends the Mutalisk back to the bottom right side. That has kind of been their domain. Trying to make it very difficult for anything to really happen here. The Ghost, ooh, do they have Cloak? That would really help them out here. Trying to snipe away at the Mutalisk. Creep spread kind of getting out of hand. Same for this hatchery here. That is quite the brazen attempt. Oh boy. That's still a Zerg. Only Marines remain. This might be the turning point, guys. I think Solar had enough of a bank to replenish his army, more than enough. Whereas Byun kind of struggling with the only 3 orbitals and down to 50 workers quite quickly. So there we go, tying up the series 2-2 is Solar. Alright, here we go. Game number 5. Basically a best of 3 at this point in time. But not entirely, since they've already been playing for 4 games. And you know what? To top that off, they've just played 5 games before that against each other as well in a best of 5. As well as 2 other best of 5s. So these guys, they've been going at it for a while now. Continuous gaming for a couple of hours. I'm sure we'll have a bathroom break at some point. But up until then, we're just going to keep going until the real, you know, limbs start falling off. I don't know exactly what happens with too much gaming. But that's what my mother always told me. So, in the top left side, Kaisi Gamers, Solar. Top right side is Shopify Rebel. It is the Terran, Mr. Byun. Oh. What? Okay, I've not seen this map. Clearly. I guess people veto this map for some reason. So there's 40 minerals in these. And you have the watchtower. It's a very tiny ramp though. That is a very, very tiny ramp. That's like a main base ramp. It is further forwards as well, right? So, I mean, that might be good for the Terran here. Nice spot as well to defend against Mutalisk, right? Easy access from one base to the other. Would be hard for the Mutalisk to kind of fly around here. Solar starting to take control of the left-hand side of the map. Trying to keep his distance. There's only, let's see, 4 or 5, I guess 6 bases on each side. One in the middle, that's a gold base right there. Byun is taking out the minerals right there so he can fly his orbital. He has this pretty well timed out already, doesn't he? He knows what to do. There will be quite a nice push coming in from Byun as well with this. As the 2-1-1 building. Solar. See if he gets wind of this. As the circling across the map. Sees the Marines right there. That's going to give him the heads up. And he starts more drones. Interesting. Making more queens. 4 queens in total. Is this going to be enough? Metabolic boost is about to finish up. It's fine. It was just a little attempt to rouse Solar his suspicions, I suppose. So Solar, reading into this situation even better than I am. I have all the information. So that shows how great of a Zerg player I am. Make 14 more right now, more Zerglings. As the threat will become real, the starport and the factory here finishing up their units. Now, which way is he gonna go? Is he just gonna go up here? Could be a good spot, right? Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Queen's already in position though. Looks like the Zergling is patrolling around back and forth. Not entirely certain where the Terran is going to come from, but this is a reasonable guess. And that is too many queens. Oh, so close to getting the medevac. That would have been a big loss. Keeps all those Marines alive because of it. Third medevac joins the fray as well with a Widowmine. Looking to start bumping heads with the Zergling and Baneling army here. Third base for Byun being taken meanwhile. You do kind of want to do something here as the Terran, but it's more important to have the unit retention, right? Trying to just be cost efficient. That's kind of what you want. You can't let nothing happen, but it's okay if you just kind of have small trades here and there. As long as they're favorable. So pick and choose your battles wisely. Just the 9 creep and such here, pretty good as well. Getting the Overlord. Just don't die terribly to everything that is here from the Zerg. That's the only thing. Ooh, Widowmine doesn't quite get detonation there. More Marines stuck on the ground. Into the healthy medevacs. Lovely job. Sends the low HP medevac back home even. Now the Spire is about to finish up, so the overall potential for this type of behavior is dropping down significantly in the future. Didn't repair the medevac, but it's coming in with more units. Oh, over here. Bit of a scuffling of units right there. 1-1. What do we have for the Zerg? Nothing. Nothing quite yet. Oh, he's got Mutalisk with the +1 coming up. How many Mutas? 9 in total? Yes, okay. It's not too many. Where are they at? Over here, some. Quite an early spot on them as well for Byun. He's going to be able to change up the way he plays right now if he wants to. He's got to be a bit more careful with loose medevacs flying around, of course. Finds his way into the pocket base. The other natural. Doesn't get much done. Tried to get a bit of damage onto the engineering base. Couldn't quite get that. Half HP though. Not being repaired, so who knows. Maybe that will be an opportunity later. Deny the +2 armor. It's not the best upgrade to deny, but you know. You take what you can get. More and more Mutalisk, drilling claws. Kind of what these Mutalisks do, isn't it? Slow down the overall approach of the Terran. Units will stab. I mean, that is looking healthy. That is looking really good for Byun. Fantastic trading so far. Was it enough though? Because he hasn't really slowed down any of the economy of Solar. Solar on 88 workers here. Still looking pretty sharp. It comes down to the fight. How well are these units controlled? How well will they be able to pick this up? Banelings. Careful now. Oh, lovely assumption that that would happen right there. Finds quite a bit of damage onto those Mutalisk. Doesn't quite kill any of them, I believe, in that engagement, but still pretty good. That's 20 kills. Oh, Banelings! Well, that may have been 20 kills too. But that was more than one Baneling. And then again, he got Marines rather than Zerglings, which are a bit more valuable as well. As you can see, there's a lot more Zerglings rather than there is Marines. Huh. It's going hard on those turrets. Oh dear. Okay, those fights did not go well for Byun. They did not go well at all for him, and now I'm gonna start getting worried as Solar is even taking control of the middle here. How do we really see Byun hit up that, you know, section as well? I guess the creep spread isn't that fantastic just quite yet. It is a bit lackluster in some areas, right? Particular over here, it does seem to be a bit dry. Because Byun has kind of been pushing into this spot right here. Over and over again. Small Marines on the watch, trying to figure out where the Mutalisk might be going to, or Zerglings. Finding some creep tumors on the other flank. Be a good fight for him if the Zerg does try to take it. For the Terran, I mean. It should be a good fight for the Terran. Yeah, you can't really force fights as well as you can on Terran. Pretty good job. Is that good enough? As the reinforcements coming in, I think it may have been. Might be able to come in to take out the... yep, that is gone now. Gold base cancelled. Was it cancelled? Did he lose the base? No, he may have lost the base. My bad. He's kind of just stuck cleaning creep at this moment, isn't he? It's a bit disappointing with like how well he cleaned up that entire stroke of creep right there. Now he's just... Well, he's denying the gold base, I suppose. That's a really important thing. Can't allow someone to have that middle base for even a short period of time, considering they are golden minerals. Becomes a lot more valuable all of a sudden. Just the amount of time it needs you to cleanly mine an entire area. Anyway, another fight does occur. Some alright Widowmine fire does blockade off the first wave of Zergling Baneling from hitting the infantry. Ghost, alright. Next step. Ghost versus the Ultralisk once more. Just not a lot of damage there. Widowmine's kind of not hitting good targets either. Those that were still set up across the map. Might be able to get something here. No, not really. Oh, this seems interesting. Big wave of Banelings trying to come in for a kill on the base, but it finds the army of Byun instead. Not in a good way. Byun kind of getting the upper hand in that fight once more. Then again, Solar does seem to be quite willing to throw away his money at this point in time as well. I think that might be a mistake. I don't think he has the superiority in bases here as much as he may want to believe. He will require this gold base eventually if he does want to win out on a basis of eco, right? So in fact, the more I'm looking this match over, the further it's going, I'm very much appreciating how Byun kept pressuring the bottom side, even though I kind of, you know, said there's no creep here. It does seem to be the more important base overall. No gas guys is taken here. That's curious all in its own. Center there does get, you know, somewhat rescued. It is on fire, would require some repair. But there's SCVs nearby. There we go, there's the repair. So yeah, you can see Byun starting to gain the upper hand quite radically in resources lost. And his army, you know what, that's an army to, well, you could write home about. Nothing there. Looked like a drop. Not really a drop. Cleaning out these patches now. Fight might be commencing. There is the attempted wraparound. All the Banelings into the Thor. That is a lot of Banelings being lost right there. And there is still enough bio on this side to make everything go smoothly for them. To keep up that pressure. Once again, the gold base has been claimed after all. That's kind of what it comes down to. The win condition of this game feels like whether or not Solar can hold on to this gold base. Or at least mine from it. Eventually. He might lose it here again, but if he can mine from it down in a later point in his game, then that would be good too. Actually keeps it alive. On how much HP is that? 80-ish HP. Might still get killed because there is a lot of ghost here. And now the Mutalisk show up, trying to finish off the job. Is that enough Mutalisk with the more reinforcements of the Terran coming in? Missile turrets, planetary fortress are going to guarantee that the Zerg is not going to attempt pushing any further than around the shrubbery here. But look at that. He's got it, man. He's got himself that base. That very crucial, important base. Byun is starting to mine out in most of his locations by now. Because of all those mules. Look at the amount of mules that he's throwing down. No wonder those bases are running dry. Couple of snipes landing. Okay, here we go. Can he take out this base? It does seem to be of quite crucial importance. Instead, he's spread out along a very long line. Might be good against the Banelings overall, but he... I don't know if that fight was that fantastic for Byun. Losing a lot of army supply, and still the Mutalisk, his Ultralisk, alive. Easily replenishing the rest of his supply with more Zerglings on the production tab. Already finishing up, you see. It just takes 2 sentences before Zerglings are completed. Mines into the ground, hoping to find some lucky shots right there, perhaps. Mutalisk onto the missile turrets, really doing a good job against that base, but here we are, the Banelings now in rolling maneuvers. Medevacs had to pick up their boys. Is this planetary fortress now in big trouble? It very well could be. Attempting to finish off an Ultralisk at the top. There's still 2 more Ultralisk over here. That planetary fortress being repaired, but the Banelings rolling in are gonna swipe the floor with that entire area right there. And that extra bit of cash coming in for Solar, truly helping him out right now from that golden mineral base. He doesn't have gas here either, by the way. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, good Widowmine shot. That's still the thing, right? Maybe Byun might be able to turn it around with a couple of Widowmine shots. But Solar does seem to be very on top of his injects, seeing the amount of Zerglings every time on that production tab. Keeping all those units up and rolling. But it's starting to slim down. His base now, suddenly no more an issue. It has been mined quite fully though. Quite extensive mining has been happening in that location. We'll mine some reasonable connections. Sniping down the Ultralisk once again. Getting that value. Sniping down the Banelings. Very important. More mining will try to be continued here on that gold base. Maybe long distance mine. Why not? You may as well at this point in time. Mutalisk circling Baneling too short. Byun. Oh my goodness. He's making it happen. That cost efficiency through the roof at the moment. Does force another cancel. Maybe a little bit early on with the rest of the Zerg army being this close. Banelings and the Zerglings not gonna find any targets. GG is called Byun. What a show. What a game there. 3-2 right now. About to hit us with the first Reaper. Behind that, going to be once again those Hellions as the follow-up. Again, doing pretty good damage on those Zerglings, but none of them going down so far. My goodness, Solar, that micro. Oh, no, Queen! Queen! He went the wrong way! Oh, boy. This might cost some Zergling lives. There's one. It's not horrible, because he does have 5 remaining. And the third base is already on the way, right? So... Oh, there we go. 3 kills now. Starting to add up. Gonna get himself a drone, perhaps. No, sir, not quite. More micro here, actually. Is he getting more kills? Are you kidding me? What are the Zerglings doing there? Oh! Oh, that's a lot of Zerglings. Wait, why did he make so many Zerglings? I guess we'll see. Or will we? Hellions are off and about somewhere else. He stopped Hellion production entirely. That might be the worst case right now. Go. Save the SCVs. Hellions are back. Oh, save the Hellions. Save the Hellions. Okay, he gets 4 SCVs. Was that worth it? I mean, he has to help the economy. There was so many Zerglings though. I'm surprised he still has 42 drones behind this. I guess he just made one wave and then he stopped immediately making more. Because realistically, you can't get anything else, right? You get the SCVs, whatever is here, maybe a supply depot, but what else are you gonna get, right? The Terran's gonna have a wall over here. Should be Hellions out, and repair is a thing. If you don't have Banelings, you're just not getting through into the main base. There's, you know, unless if Byun really messes up. Trying to finish off the game quickly, perhaps. Solo not anticipating to be playing games for this long. Overlord falls. Medevac leaving her boys behind. Getting the creep too, man. There we go. Gets the other one. Yeah, he does. Not even a scan required. Good use of those destructible rocks. That's the rest of the Marines right now. Took them a while to get there, but they're here together with the Banshee. Do we have the armory again? Is that... It's usually a part of the play of Byun. This time it isn't. We'll see that later down the line, I'm sure. 2 Banshees onto a 4th base. Is going to apply pressure there. Does manage to force that cancel. It's the Hellions right here with the Marines. They are the genuine threat. No matter the fact that they're not Hellbats, they're still doing very well against those Zerglings. And that's kind of the job right there. If they were Hellbats, this may have been a much more scary situation. I'm not sure actually. These Hellions now in a position where they could try to pursue those drones. They're getting kind of shot up by the Queens though, unfortunately. Benji's over here still denying that 4th base. Job well done, I would say. Small units for Byun starting to lay claim to a 3rd base. Wants to have a bit of security around that area. Oh, gets the Queen. Nice. Is there anything else here that shoots up? That's the other Queens. Dum 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 dum. Ah, they're gone. They're gone. They're already away. That would have been a boring shark movie, wouldn't it? Like the sound just starts and they're like, you know what, we should probably get out of here. I heard there's sharks. And they just leave. Ooh, don't lose him. I mean, I like the creep denial, but don't lose him now. The Queens are already there, you know he's gonna replace those here. Oh dear. Oh, he was stimming up that ramp. He was stimming up that ramp, but he was itching to go. Unfortunately, Zergling Banelings right there to meet him. Has to fall back right there. Lucky break for Solar, perhaps finding his opponent on that position. 2 medevacs filled with units, more units with it. That seems like quite the quality punch. 3 siege tank push. Okay, okay. Quite a bunch of marines there with him. Onto a base that has just freshly been deployed. No creep in the area just quite yet. And there he goes. Where's the Zerg? There's the Banelings with the Zerglings. A good scan revealing the entire situation. Siege tank's quite far back, actually. I'm not quite sure if I like these 2 siege tanks that far back. So that would be not a lot of reason for Solar to try and chase this deep of creep, right? Banshee coming back as well, getting more kills. Maybe he's trying to inspire false confidence here. Oh, Zerglings. That would have been crazy if they actually got on top of these siege tanks in the back. Could still have that opportunity here. And, well, I guess Solar doesn't know about these siege tanks here either. Now he knows. Another reason to keep your tanks close at heart. Yeah, backing up. Probably a good choice. Hive tech on the way. I mean, Solar, it doesn't look like he's just been bogged down making more and more units. He has been able to tech up and take expansions elsewhere. So without a fight happening, really, just a bit of a posture from the Terran. And the Zerg not responding to it, which is the right choice to make there. You know, all he's gaining is just denying your creep in that area for a while. He's going to have to push deeper onto your creep later down the line anyway, if he wants to win the game. So, you know, why take a bad fight there? Still seemingly really intending to get rid of as many rooks as possible. Adrenal glands in production. The Ghost Academy coming up once again. Aiming to those tier 3 upgrades in units. What was that? Was that a siege tank noise? I think it was. Blew something up. Probably a Zergling. Awkward situation, isn't it? Just look at the entire wave of Zerg floating across the screen here. There's so many units right there. Another drop on the bottom right. Gets 2 drones in total. Gets itself out of there. Drop in the main base. Intercepted quite quickly. Gonna be able to pick up some drones over here though instead. The other medevacs. One of them is shot out of the sky. Just get it. That's a good pick-off. For the 2 medevac drop, that's alright damage. Getting a base. This situation, it must be getting pretty low on minerals here in the main bases as well, right? The other bases, no, it looks alright. Why is this happening? I'm not certain. So now both players once again satisfied with how the map is divvied up for the time being. Byun may want to try and take out this base here, of course, once again. Once it is set up and trying to mine. It's already kind of moving over that, into that direction with a lot of his army, you can see. And it's at a good time as well, it looks like. Arriving at the exact right time. You also see with all the sensor towers, I sometimes forget the sensor towers are a pretty good thing here. Yeah, he's gone the wrong way, I feel like. If he had gone the right way, that would have been a lot better. He didn't know that, of course. He doesn't have sensor towers revealing the spots of the Terran. But yeah, kind of ran into the mouth of the beast right there with all of his units. And did lose most of them. Not that efficiently. Might be an opportunity for Byun here to start making some headway across the map. Ooh, I like this, the late game Nidus network. Fantastic stuff right there. We're not entirely certain if it will come to fruition. Again, those sensor towers, pretty good. Overseer is going to try to make its way into that main base. But just kind of seeing a speedy Overseer making its way on this side as a Terran might already give you the inclination as like, oh, this could be Nidus worms coming in. Right, or at least it gives you that kind of idea in your head like, oh man, if he were to drop a Nidus there, that would be really bad. Not a one there. Creep now in range of the siege tanks if it wants to go any further. Right, okay, some nice blinding clouds. Helps out a little bit, but not entirely dealing damage right there, I would say, either. Almost double the mineral value lost here for Mr. Solar. Now he's losing a lot of those banelings by just kind of rolling by the siege tank line right there. That is so much damage he is taking. Jeez Louise. Right up, a setup here for Byun. I think Solar should just try to take this base right there as well. And then just go for a more slow approach. There's not that many ghosts around and the ghosts aren't in that many situations. So you could probably get away with like making a couple of Brood Lords here and there. Just to try and trade efficiently against those siege tanks. Because right now he's got an army that is well equipped to deal with ghosts. But he's running them into Bane or siege tanks all the time, right? So if he could find a way, I know that Brood Lords are slow and sensor towers are a thing, but if he could find a way to have the ghost be over here and then have like 2 Brood Lords start attacking the what, 4 siege tanks there? I don't know. I don't know if that would work actually. I'll just let Solar do his thing. Is this gonna work? Alright, blinding clouds. There's so many more siege tanks just laying in wait behind this. Now, enough ghosts as well to gun down the banelings before they even get close. Together with those siege tanks right there. Not a Nidus attempt. Yeah. This is starting to feel like Solar's just throwing stuff at the wall, hoping something will stick. And just nothing sticking. Absolutely nothing. He's just losing resources over time. So has to try and catch up in this cost efficiency game, it would appear. His attempt will be those lurkers. Wouldn't be too upset with still trying to incorporate some spellcasters here for the Zerg as well. Don't want to go too ham on it because the ghost will absolutely murder you. Oh, there we go. There's a Viper here. Yeah, just 1 or 2 Vipers now and again, right? Maybe an Infestor. Solar actually got some leeway in this attack. And to be fair, especially with this base as well being taken by him, I mean, he can take bad fights. He can take these bad trades no matter, you know, no matter what. Well, maybe not entirely no matter what, but... Oh, Viper. Hello, Byun. I'm over here. Nope, not interested. Must be a trick. Why is he giving away free Vipers? I'm not taking it. Yeah, is he aware of that base even? He is not. There's no sensor towers here anymore. A sensor tower would have given it away. I don't know. Maybe it's just happy thoughts Byun is having right now that that base is still empty. Okay, he is starting to set up siege here. There we go. Yep. He knows. Does he know about the absolute torment that is heading his way, though, with all of these Banelings here? Banelings, actually, there's too many siege tanks in the back. With a bit of a funneling situation right there as well. So, Solar, you know, thinks about it another time. Allows the infantry units to run into the drone line a little bit too quickly, though, in my opinion, but... There we go. Rotating towards the left. Always wants to be on the weak side of the Terran. But you know what? That might not be the weak side of the Terran. Just planetaries, missile turrets, sensor towers, siege tank, ghost. Not a lot of supply there, but it is fortified. So goes in again on the side without any type of planetary fortresses. Taking a couple of last final shots onto those Banelings from the siege tanks there. Once again, you can see how quickly they just kind of disappear with siege tanks shooting Banelings. Usually you do lose like 2 or 3 of them in one shot. Oh, that was a very clutch cloak. I don't say that quite often, but kind of got to spread his ghost out there, just barely enough. How many kills does that planetary have? Which one? 2 and 0. It's just no more efforts from Solar on that entire side right there. He's just now bound on this right side, and he did lose his base here. He can't let Byun take this base, right? That is just a no-go. That is a definitive loss for him. I guess he could take out this base as well. But this base is just so juicy. He's got 27 drones here, 16 here. He's oversaturated like a madman. That is actually a big problem. That might actually, well... We'll talk about it later. But he might lose the game here now because of it. Yeah, GG. Okay, so, like, yeah, if you're oversaturated like that, and you're in this extreme late game situation, you're like, okay, let's try one more push. You probably want to try to get rid of the drone supply, right? Change it with something else. But anyway, Byun takes game number 6. That will give him a 4-2 victory.